तिथे काहीच काम नाही. काल एक वाजले काय काम
बघू दे इकडे. थोडं स्लो चालेल. झूम पूर्ण आहे. पूर्ण हे पुढं घे ना. हां स्लो चालू. ठीक आहे. आता केलं तुम्ही झूम ते राईट. जास्त झूम झालं का थोडं थोडं कमी करा. आपलं कॉलेजचं नाव वरचं दिसू द्या ना. दिसायला त्याला FI करा. अरे प्रिंट कशाला. राहू दे. राईट. चार्जिंग फुल आहे ना. झूम नका करू सर. राहू द्या ना झूम. ते कटायला ना खाली वर. हे असं राहू द्या ना सर. ते स्लाइड शो घेतल्यानंतर काय उगाच जास्त राहू द्या. गाणं लागेल. तसंच राहू द्या.
हेलो हेलो माइक से। सभागार के बाहर उपस्थित सभी विद्वज्जनों को विनती है कि वे सभागार में आकर स्थानापन्न हो। कुछ ही मिनटों में इस संगोष्ठी का उद्घाटन सत्र शुरू होने जा रहा है। मराठवाडा शिक्षण प्रसारक मंडळ श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय, मराठवाडा शिक्षण प्रसारक मंडळ संचलित श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय परभणी राजनीति शास्त्र विभाग की ओर से एक दिवसीय अंतर विषयक राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का आयोजन आज होने जा रहा है। इस कार्यक्रम के लिए प्रमुख उद्घाटक के तौर पर प्रस्तुत महाविद्यालय के प्रमुख आदरणीय हेमंतरावजी जामकर साहब, इस कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष प्रस्तुत महाविद्यालय के प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर बाला साहेब जी जादव सर, प्रमुख वक्ता के रूप में हमारे बीच उपस्थित होने जा रहे हैं डॉक्टर JNL राव, प्रोफेसर राजनीति शास्त्र विभाग उस्मानिया विश्वविद्यालय हैदराबाद। विशेष उपस्थिति में हमारे महाविद्यालय के उप प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास के शेट्टी सर, उपराचार्य डॉक्टर रोहिदास जी तोंडे, साथ ही आंतरिक गुणवत्ता आश्वासन प्रकोष्ठ के अध्यक्ष तथा समन्वयक प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर उत्कर्ष कीर्तिकर, इस संगोष्ठी की समन्वयक डॉक्टर वृषाली फुके, सह समन्वयक डॉक्टर विजय परसोड़े और महाराष्ट्र तथा अन्य राज्यों से उपस्थित होने जा रहे हैं ऐसे विद्वज्जन, अध्यापक तथा शोधार्थी। कुछ ही मिनटों में इस संगोष्ठी का उद्घाटन सत्र शुरू होने जा रहा है। सभी सहभागियों से, प्रतिभागियों से नम्र निवेदन है कि वे सभागार में आकर स्थानापन्न हो। लेके गाड़ी तैयार
मला बसतंय मध्ये मध्ये बसतो मी सारखं नाही घेतला पण
ते रिसिप्ट काय असतात आम्ही ते विचारलं नमस्कार मॅडम
काम होत नाही तरी.
उजेड पडल. ओके इकडचं आणलं ना तुमचा आवाज मी काय वाईट बोलून चालू झालं का नाही चालू झालं त्याच्यामध्ये इनबिल्ट ऑडिओ इनपुट पण पाहिजे त्याच्यामुळे ते काही नाही बरोबर ना
बसलाय का तुम्ही
इथून येतोय तर आमचे
आपल्याला तारखेला किंवा 19 तारखेला घेऊ आपण हा तुम्ही ते स्टँड मागितलं आपल्याकडून आज आहे ना आपल्याकडून घ्या म्हणलं काय स्टँड तयार केलं तर घ्या म्हणलं ते लावा का म्हटलं लावा म्हटलं आजचा दिवस त्याचं काय झालं आता आज उद्या सेमिनार गोळा थांबलो ना मी आता परवा दिवशी कसं ते लावून टाक एक त्यांना भाऊ मामाला सांगा लागा मला
ते वायर बघा हा मॅडम
खाली वायर
इकडून जाता येईल ना तुम्हाला इकडने आहे जागा यायला तिथे खाली वायर बघा ना आपल्याला एवढंच करायचं ना हे आले की इकडं करायचं आम्ही एरवी हो असं एवढंच करायचं नाही खूप आहे काय करायचं तर एवढं ॲड्रेस तुम्हाला दिसत नंतर मग हे ॲड्रेस सगळंच इकडं अडचण पण इकडं जायला लागेल तिकडे आपल्या गप्पा चालल्या नीट करतो त्यांना पेपर द्या तारखेला सकाळी रे ते पॅकेज असते ना तेच सकाळी काय नाही 5 आता 10 वाढाले 15 नसेल 5 विषय काय काही गरज माहितीचं नाही आहे त्या विषय असला तरी बोलू शकतो गेटवर बघ जाम झाला असेल तुम्हाला रेल्वे गेटवर आहे का तुम्ही प्रभाग क्रमांक 8 मध्ये यांच्यासह चारही उमेदवार विजयी घोषित.
नवीन मतदार आहे. हो 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 आणि त्याची सांगितलं त्याच्यामध्ये फक्त संभारकर मॅडम आहे त्यांना बोललो मी हो आता ते करतील ना आपल्याला सोय करतील ना न्यायची आहे आणायची त्यांना आपण सांगूया जरी पहिले 1 दिवस 2 तास चालू करा 9:30 ते 10:30 6 ते 7 टाईम राहू देते आता 6 ते 7 तास आपल्याला इथून आपण जाऊ 5:30ला 6ला पोहोचतो बरोबर त्यांनी सेट करायचं 8ला घरी आलो पाहिजे
इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के सभी महानुभाव यहाँ पर आमंत्रित हो रहे हैं आ रहे हैं। मराठवाड़ा शिक्षण प्रसारक मंडल द्वारा संचालित श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय परभणी के इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के लिए प्रमुख वक्ता के रूप में उस्मानिया विश्वविद्यालय के प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर JNL राव यहाँ पर उपस्थित होने जा रहे हैं। तत्पश्चात इस महाविद्यालय के अध्यक्ष किसी कारणवश आज उपस्थित नहीं होंगे, लेकिन कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष सम्माननीय प्रधानाचार्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर बालासाहेब जाधव सर यहाँ पर उपस्थित हो रहे हैं। मानविकी तथा सामाजिक विज्ञानों में समकालीन विमर्श इस विषय पर आयोजित इस एक दिवसीय अंतर विषय राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी में सभी महानुभावों का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ। इस कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष उद्घाटन सत्र के अध्यक्ष माननीय प्राचार्य डॉक्टर बालासाहेब जाधव सर, इस संगोष्ठी के उद्घाटक तथा बीज भाषक प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर JNL राव, राजनीति शास्त्र विभाग उस्मानिया विश्वविद्यालय हैदराबाद, स्वामी रामानंद मराठवाड़ा विश्वविद्यालय के राज्यशास्त्र अध्ययन मंडल के अध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर लक्ष्य रत्नाकर सर, हमारे महाविद्यालय के उप प्रधानाचार्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर रोहिदास नितोंडे सर, इस संगोष्ठी के लिए महत्वपूर्ण जिन्होंने सहयोग दिया है ऐसे आंतरिक गुणवत्ता आश्वासन प्रकोष्ठ के समन्वयक डॉक्टर उत्कर्ष किटेकर सर, विभाग प्रमुख समन्वयक डॉक्टर वृषाली फुके मैम, साथ ही सह संयोजक डॉक्टर विजय परसोड़े सर, आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है। मित्रों, आप सभी परिचित हैं कि राजनीति विज्ञान शास्त्र तथा सामाजिक शास्त्रों के लेकर अंतर विद्याशाखीय यहाँ पर राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। और इस उद्घाटन सत्र के लिए यहाँ पर उपस्थित सभी मान्यवर अतिथिगण उपस्थित हैं। मराठवाड़ा शिक्षण प्रसारक मंडल पिछले कई सालों से 148 शाखाओं से लगभग 1 लाख से अधिक विद्यार्थियों को अध्ययन देने का काम, ज्ञान देने का काम कर रहा है। वर्ष 2013 से इस संस्था के अध्यक्ष के रूप में सम्मानीय विधायक प्रकाश दादा सोलंकी तथा सरचिटनी सम्मानीय विधायक सतीश भाऊ चौहान ने इस संस्था की बागडोर संभाली। साथ ही साथ इस महाविद्यालय के प्रमुख के तौर पर हमारे परम आदरणीय हेमंतराव जी जानकर साहब, 2010 से इस महाविद्यालय की बागडोर संभालने वाले हमारे कुशल नेतृत्व प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर बाला साहब जादव सर, इस महाविद्यालय का अग्रक्रम वहाँ पर चल रहा है। बहुत सारे ऐसे मानांकन यहाँ पर महाविद्यालय ने प्राप्त किए हैं। मैं सभी अतिथियों से नम्र निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की प्रतिमा का पूजन कर तथा दीप प्रज्वलन कर इस समारोह की शुरुआत करें। न्याक के चौथे पुनर्मूल्यांकन में महाविद्यालय ने A+ का दर्जा हासिल किया। साथ ही साथ परामर्श CPE स्ट्राइड तथा DBT स्टार कॉलेज, इस प्रकार की बहुत सारी ऐसे मानांकन प्राप्त कर इस महाविद्यालय ने गुणवत्ता के स्तर पर नया कीर्तिमान स्थापित किया है। और आपको बताते हुए हर्ष होता है कि आने वाले शैक्षिक वर्ष से ये महाविद्यालय स्वायत्त होगा। हमारे स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ मराठवाड़ा विश्वविद्यालय के अंतर्गत ये दूसरा महाविद्यालय होगा जो कि स्वायत्त का दर्जा प्राप्त करेगा। आज के इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के लिए जो विषय यहाँ पर निर्देशित किया गया है, मानविकी तथा समाज विज्ञान में जो चल रहे अलग अलग विमर्शों को लेकर यहाँ पर 4 सत्रों में विमर्श होगा। राज्य से, महाराष्ट्र तथा अनेक राज्यों से यहाँ पर ऑनलाइन तरीके से यहाँ पर बहुत सारे लोग जुड़ जाएंगे। मानविकी तथा समाज विज्ञान समाज का दर्पण होता है और साथ ही साथ मानव जीवन, संस्कृति, इतिहास, भाषा, अर्थव्यवस्था, साहित्य तथा सामाजिक संबंधों को समझने के लिए समकालीन विमर्श का होना जरूरी है। राज्य स्तर से लेकर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की विभिन्न घटनाओं के साथ जुड़ा हुआ ये विमर्श आज विभिन्न सत्रों में चर्चित होगा। वैश्वीकरण के इस युग में, तकनीकी क्रांति तथा सामाजिक बदलाव के इस दौर में डिजिटल मीडिया, कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता, उपभोक्तावाद, पर्यावरण संकट, जातीय तथा वर्गीय असमानता जैसे मुद्दे हमारे साथ आज उपस्थित हैं। इन पर भी राजनीतिक दृष्टिकोण से और सामाजिक दृष्टिकोण से चर्चा होना आवश्यक है। इस संगोष्ठी के लिए उद्घाटक तथा बीजभाषक के रूप में उपस्थित प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर JN राव, जो कि राज्यशास्त्र विषय में एक महज उनका एक नाम है पूरे देश में। हमारे महाविद्यालय के भूतपूर्व प्राध्यापक रविशंकर झिंगरे जी ने महाविद्यालय का गीत लिखा है, जो हमारा अनुशासन, हमारी परंपरा तथा हमारी गुणवत्ता का एक द्योतक है। मैं निवेदन करना चाहूँगा डॉक्टर येलोरकर जी से कि इस गीत को संचालित करें।
माणूस घडतो विकासाच्या तंत्रकल्पना
परंपरेचे पायगुती उत्तम गुणचित्रे परंपरेचे पायगुती उत्तम गुणचित्रे समान संधी समान अवसर लक्ष साधण्यास प्रेम तत्पर अंगभूत शक्यता प्रगती उन्मेषाच्या मैदानावर
भारतीय संस्कृती प्रेरती सक्षम गुरुजनैते भारतीय संस्कृती प्रेरती सक्षम गुरुजनैते श्री शिवाजी नाव घेऊनी संघवाहते ज्ञानदायिनी प्रभावतीची तृष्णा मिटते विश्वामृत पोंजई घेऊनी
नागरिकांच्या कर्तव्याची सदैव शिकवण येते नागरिकांच्या कर्तव्याची सदैव शिकवण येते
माणूस घडतो इथे
माणूस घडतो इथे
माणूस घडतो इथे
माणूस घडतो इथे
नव्या युगातील नवज्ञानाचा प्रकाश पडतो इथे नव्या युगातील नवज्ञानाचा प्रकाश पडतो इथे माणूस घडतो 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 इथे.
धन्यवाद। भारतीय संस्कृति तथा परंपरा को आगे बढ़ाते हुए न्याय, समता, बंधुता तथा स्वतंत्रता इन मूल्यों को लेकर विद्यार्थियों के साथ ज्ञान बांटने का काम ये महाविद्यालय करता आ रहा है। हम आगे बढ़ते हुए स्वागत समारोह की ओर जाएंगे। प्रधानाचार्य इस सत्र के उद्घाटन सत्र के अध्यक्ष हैं। उनको स्वागत करने के लिए विभाग प्रमुख समन्वयक डॉक्टर वैशाली टुके मैम को मैं आमंत्रित करता हूँ कि वे आए और प्रधानाचार्य जी का सम्मान करें, स्वागत करें। इस सत्र के प्रमुख वक्ता तथा बीज भाषक प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर JNL राव सर का स्वागत करने के लिए मैं प्रधानाचार्य जी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वे राव सर का स्वागत करें। धन्यवाद। तत्पश्चात उपस्थित राज्यशास्त्र अध्ययन मंडल के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर लक्षते सर जी का स्वागत करने के लिए डॉक्टर विजय परसोरे जी को मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं। पाठ्यक्रम निर्मिति में जिनका सहयोग रहता है ऐसे राज्यशास्त्र अध्ययन मंडल के अध्यक्ष तत्पश्चात हमारे महाविद्यालय के उप प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर रविदास नेतोड़े जी का स्वागत करने के लिए प्राध्यापक वैजनाथ स्वामी जी को मैं आमंत्रित करता हूँ। परसोड़े सर जी वे उनका स्वागत करेंगे। उपस्थित प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर उत्कर्ष किटेकर जी का स्वागत करने के लिए वैशाली भोसले मैडम का मैं उनको आमंत्रित करता हूँ कि वे किटेकर जी का स्वागत करें। धन्यवाद। मंच पर उपस्थित सभी का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। महाविद्यालय की ओर से आप सभी प्रतिभागी अध्यापक तथा शोधार्थियों का भी मैं शब्द सुमनों से हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। वास्तविक देखा जाए तो राज्य शास्त्र विषय और साथ ही साथ सामाजिक शास्त्रों को लेकर और भाषा साहित्य को लेकर ये तो ऐसे पहल हुई कि राज्य शास्त्र के साथ अनेक विषयों को लेकर समन्वित रूप से अनेक विषयों को लेकर चर्चा की जा सकती है। और इस विषय में डॉक्टर फुके मैम ने हमारे महाविद्यालय के प्रधानाचार्य जी से वार्तालाप कर और गुणवत्ता आश्वासन प्रकोष्ठ के समन्वयक डॉक्टर किटेकर जी से समन्वय कर इस संगोष्ठी का आयोजन किया गया है। मैं डॉक्टर फुके मैडम से निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि इस सत्र की तथा इस संगोष्ठी की भूमिका को विशद करने के लिए अपना मंतव्य प्रस्तुत करें।
सबको मेरा सादर प्रणाम। सम्माननीय मंच पर विराजमान आज के श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय परभणी में संपन्न हो रहे एक दिवसीय अंतर विद्याशाखीय राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के उद्घाटन कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष हमारे महाविद्यालय के प्राचार्य डॉक्टर बाला साहेब जाधव सर, हमारे प्रेरणा स्रोत तथा महाविद्यालय विकास समिति के प्रमुख सदस्य माननीय श्री हेमंतराव जी जामकर सर, आज के प्रमुख अतिथि एवं बीज वक्ता डॉक्टर JLN राव सर, प्रोफेसर उस्मानिया विश्वविद्यालय हैदराबाद, मंच पर उपस्थित श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय के उप प्राचार्य डॉक्टर RS नितोंडे सर, IQAC के समन्वयक डॉक्टर उत्कर्ष किटेकर सर तथा हमारे BOS पॉलिटिकल साइंस के चेयरमैन डॉक्टर रत्नाकर लक्षटे सर, आज दिन भर संपन्न होने वाले विविध सत्रों के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर गवाने सर, डॉक्टर DT गगे सर, डॉक्टर विशाल पतंगे सर, डॉक्टर काळे सर और साधन व्यक्तित्व के रूप में ऑनलाइन माध्यम से हमसे जुड़ने वाले डॉक्टर हिमांशु यादव सर, इलाहाबाद विश्वविद्यालय उत्तर प्रदेश, डॉक्टर सुमन मौर्य मैडम जो निदेशक शोध केंद्र राजस्थान विश्वविद्यालय में कार्यरत है, इन सभी का और आज हमारे श्री शिवाजी कॉलेज के YouTube चैनल से हमारी राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी से जुड़े सभी ऑनलाइन सहभागियों को मैं सादर हमारे राष्ट्रीय संशोधन में आमंत्रित करती हूँ। इन सभी का राष्ट्रीय समन्वय के रूप में स्वागत करते हुए मुझे अत्यंत हर्ष हो रहा है। श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय का राजनीति विज्ञान विभाग की स्थापना 1961 में हुई और 1991 में इस महाविद्यालय में स्नातकोत्तर अध्ययन की शुरुआत हुई। विद्यार्थियों के सर्वांगीण विकास हेतु अध्ययन पूरक एवं नवाचारी उपक्रमों का आयोजन करना तथा उनके शैक्षणिक, बौद्धिक एवं सामाजिक विकास में यथासंभव योगदान देना, यह प्रयास इस विभाग द्वारा निरंतर किया जाता आ रहा है। इसी के अंतर्गत विद्यार्थियों के लिए विभिन्न विषयों पर अतिथि व्याख्यान, विविध प्रतियोगिताएं, अभिरूप लोकसभा, मॉक पार्लियामेंट जैसे कार्यक्रम आयोजित किए जा चुके हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त 2019 में राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का आयोजन तथा वर्ष 2024 में स्नातकोत्तर पाठ्यक्रम पर आधारित कार्यशाला का सफल आयोजन किया गया था। साथ ही इस विभाग के अनेक पूर्व विद्यार्थी समाज के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में विविध पदों पर उल्लेखनीय योगदान दे रहे हैं। यह हमारे लिए अत्यंत संतोष और गर्व की बात है। इसी पृष्ठभूमि में माननीय प्राचार्य महोदय की प्रेरणा से आज कंटेम्प्ररी डिस्कोर्सेस इन ह्यूमैनिटीज एंड सोशल साइंसेस इस विषय पर अंतर विषयक राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का ऑनलाइन तथा ऑफलाइन माध्यम से आयोजन किया गया है। इस विषय के चयन का मुख्य उद्देश्य यह था कि आज के तीव्र गति से बदलते युग में हमारे समक्ष उपस्थित सामाजिक, आर्थिक, राजनीतिक तथा दार्शनिक चुनौतियों पर गहन, सार्थक और विचार विमर्श हो सके। आज के राजनीतिक, सामाजिक, सांस्कृतिक, आर्थिक तथा तकनीकी परिवर्तनों का प्रत्यक्ष प्रभाव मानविकी और सामाजिक विज्ञानों पर स्पष्ट रूप से दिखाई देता है। उदाहरण स्वरूप वैश्वीकरण, डिजिटल क्रांति, आर्थिक विषमता, पर्यावरणीय समस्याएं, लोकतांत्रिक मूल्य तथा दीर्घकाल चलने वाले युद्ध जैसे विषय आज शोध के केंद्र में आ गए हैं। इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के लिए उत्तर प्रदेश, मध्य प्रदेश, पश्चिम बंगाल सहित देश के विभिन्न राज्यों से तथा महाराष्ट्र के पुणे, सांगली, संगमनेर, लातूर, धाराशिव, नांदेड़ आदि क्षेत्रों से उत्स्फूर्त सहभागिता प्राप्त हुई है। इस संगोष्ठी में कुल 156 शोध पत्र प्रस्तुत किए गए हैं। माननीय विद्वानों एवं शोधार्थियों द्वारा शोध पत्र के माध्यम से दिया गया यह महत्वपूर्ण और वैचारिक योगदान इस विषय की प्रासंगिकता और महत्व को स्पष्ट रूप से रेखांकित करता है। आज की इस राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के सफल आयोजन हेतु महाविद्यालय में गठित विभिन्न समितियों के समन्वयक एवं सदस्यगण तथा राजनीति विज्ञान विभाग के मेरे सभी सहकर्मियों ने जो अथक परिश्रम किया है उसके लिए उनके प्रति हृदय से कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करती हूँ। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आप सभी के सक्रिय सहभाग और बहुमूल्य योगदान से यह राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी नवीन विचारों, नए दृष्टिकोणों, नव संकल्पनाओं तथा समकालीन समस्याओं की नई दिशा देने हेतु एक सशक्त वैचारिक मंच सिद्ध होगी। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अपना प्रास्ताविक समाप्त करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
समकालीन विमर्शों को लेकर मैडम ने जो पहल की है, यकीनन आने वाले 4 सत्रों में इस पर पहल होगी और एक ठोस विचार सामने आएगा। इसको लेकर हम आशंकित नहीं है। मैं हमारे आज के इस उद्घाटन सत्र के उद्घाटक तथा बीज भाषक प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर राव सर को मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगा कि वे शुभकामनाओं पर एक मंतव्य प्रस्तुत करें। 2 मिनट। इसके बाद बीज भाषक आपका होगा। उद्घाटन सत्र के बाद आपका बीज भाषण होगा। तत्पश्चात आप शुभकामनाओं पर मंतव्य प्रस्तुत करें।
Good morning, all of you. Principal Dr. Bala Saheb Jadhav, Honorable Hemant Rao Jamakar, Vice Principal K. Shetty, and another Vice Principal of R.S. Itonde, Ketika, and Dr. Vijay. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time now I am coming to this city, Babani, and I am very happy to come over here and to deliver this keynote address on contemporary discourse in humanities and social sciences. Whatever the initiative that is taken up by Dr. Vijay with the encouragement from the principal and the principals and also the other faculty members, really it is an encouraging step that to organizing this conference on the contemporary discourse in social sciences and humanities. As it is already elaborated by my predecessor, whatever the change that is taking place in the world is very fast. Probably right now, you take President of America, Donald Trump. Every day he is saying something or other. How to understand, how to interpret when he sometimes issues the contradictory statements. That too being the president of one of the major powers, that is United States of America, whose actions are impacting almost every sector in the world. That is one. Second thing is, for the last few days, you have been witnessing whatever is happening in Iran, led by the student and the youth. Yeah. And whatever was happening in our neighborhood, that is in South Asia, whether it is Bangladesh, whether it is Nepal, whether it is Sri Lanka, why such things are not happening in India as far as youth are concerned? Is there any principle or the factors that are determining and not determining these developments at the global level, at the regional level, and also within our country? And nothing happens in a vacuum or suddenly. There must be something or some factors that may be influencing these developments. Sometimes these developments are interconnected, or sometimes whatever is happening at the local level or the regional level, they may be accountable for the rise of certain forces which may be determining the process. It's not a one process, but at the same time a number of processes may be taking place. And here the understanding of the social scientists are somewhat varies when one makes a comparison with the understanding of the people whose background is in social sciences or the long ages. I titled my keynote address covering three different aspects, that is postmodernism. It is connected with Marxism. Yeah. Second thing is the globalization, and no one can escape from this process. Globalization is not just related to economic, it is also related to culture. The two predecessors were speaking in Marathi. I am speaking in English. Maybe some more people may be speaking in other different languages. Whatever the barriers that are existing so far, we are not trying to overcome those barriers in every respect, including the globalization. Then comes Indic knowledge system, or generally it is called as Indian knowledge system, which is more or less made by the government of India under national education policy, what it means. When one talks about IKS, it's only the past or the present also. So these are the things that are going to determining your choices, our choices, and also everybody's choice here. That's why I congratulate the principal, vice principals, then the college management, Dr. Vijay, and his colleagues who are sitting here. Some of them may be in the classrooms also. And another thing is also, I am really impressed the way things are now organized here. It is involving almost all the teachers of the college, which is a unique aspect as far as this conference is concerned. And once again, I thank all the people who are now sitting here, giving me this opportunity to participate along with you and going to interact with you. Thank you once again.
धन्यवाद सर। यकीनन अंतर्राष्ट्रीय घटनाएं, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय राजनीति तथा वैश्वीकरण हमारे जीवन पर प्रभाव करती हैं। ये जो दिशा आपने प्रस्तुत की है, आने वाले चर्चा सत्र में हम उस पर विमर्श करेंगे। अध्यक्षीय समापन के लिए हमारे प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर बाला साहब जादव सर, उनको मैं निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि अध्यक्षीय भाषण प्रस्तुत करें।
MSP Mandals Shivaji College Parvani organize it is from the Department of Political Science. We organize this conference, and this conference today is our main guest Dr. Rao sir, then our Vice Principal R.S. Nitkunde sir, ITOC Coordinator Utkarsh Kittekar sir, our convener of this conference Dr. Ushali Fuke ma'am, Vijay Parsode sir, then the chairman of this political science, Dr. Lakshate sir, then here present our some friends, Dr. Gawani sir, then Dhage sir, Himanshu Yadav sir, I think Ravindra Kali joined on online session, and first of all I very much congrats our Department of Political Science and our organizing committee that we arrange such type of the hybrid conference. It is online as well as offline, and we choose a new subject here. Actually, I welcome you all to the national level conference, contemporary discourse in humanities and social sciences, organized by our Department of Political Science, Shivaji College Parvani. Humanities and social sciences help us understand society and human lives. Through this subject, we study politics, democracy, culture, economy, and social changes. In today's fast-changing world, these disciplines are more important than ever. Today, society is facing many challenges. Issues of equality, justice, democracy, environment, and human values. At such a time, discussion, research, and delegates in humanities and social sciences become very meaningful. This conference gives us platform to share ideas, research work, and different perspectives. I sincerely appreciate the effort of the Department of Political Science and Organizing Committee for planning this conference. I am thankful to President, Secretary of MSP Mandals and the College Development Committee for their constant support and guidance. I also warmly welcome our distinguished speakers, researchers who have come from different places. Your presence and contribution will surely make this conference successfully and enriching. I hope that the discussion during the conference will be fruitful, useful, and inspiring. I wish the conference great success and all participants a fruitful academic experience. I know you, the research, or here the present delegates are offline, but the large number of delegates are online, and therefore I give you best wishes for this conference, and I give you the best transformation that you discuss on each and every problem and success this conference. With these few words, I stop here. I welcome again all of you. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद सर। आर्थिक विकास ये केवल विकास का अर्थ नहीं है, बल्कि सामाजिक न्याय तथा सांस्कृतिक विविधता का सम्मान तथा मानवीय गरिमा की रक्षा करना भी हमारा उत्तरदायित्व है। ऐसे कई विमर्श यहाँ पर की चर्चा यहाँ पर होगी। तत्पश्चात इस उद्घाटन सत्र के समारोह की ओर हम जाएंगे। आभार प्रदर्शन के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगा प्राध्यापिका देशमुख रूपाली मैम। इस सत्र के समापन के बाद तुरंत पहला सत्र यहाँ पर शुरू होने जा रहा है। सामाजिक विज्ञान में समकालीन विमर्श, उत्तराधुनिकता, वैश्वीकरण तथा भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा, जिसके अध्यक्ष होंगे डॉक्टर अजय जी गवानी सर और बीज वक्ता होंगे डॉक्टर JNL राव सर।
मराठवाडा शिक्षक प्रसारक मंडळ, छत्रपती संभाजीनगर, संचालित श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय परभणी राज्यशास्त्र विभागाच्या वतीने आयोजित एक दिवसीय आंतरविद्याशाखीय परिषदेचे आज आपण आयोजन करण्यात आले आहे। तर आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष म्हणून आपल्याला महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य माननीय बाळासाहेब जाधव सर, तसेच उद्घाटक म्हणून माननीय श्री हेमंतराव जामकर सर यांचे सर्वात पहिल्यांदा मी आभार मानते। त्याच म्हणून प्रमुख वक्ता म्हणून राज्यशास्त्र विभाग उस्मानिया विद्यापीठाचे नेत्रावतीतील प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर JNL राव सर यांचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानते। त्याचबरोबर व्यासपीठावरती उपस्थित असलेले आपल्या कॉलेजचे उपप्राचार्य डॉक्टर माननीय श्री निवास केशकी सर व त्याचबरोबर उपप्राचार्य माननीय प्राध्यापक रोहिदास नितोंडे सर यांचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानते। त्याचबरोबर आंतरिक गुणवत्ता हमी कक्षाचे समन्वयक प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर उत्कर्ष पिटेकर सर यांचेही आभार मानते। आणि त्याचबरोबर महाराष्ट्रातून आलेले अध्यापक वर्ग आणि शिक्षक आणि शिक्षक कर्मचारी वर्ग, त्याचबरोबर ज्यांनी या परिषदेमध्ये प्रत्यक्ष आणि अप्रत्यक्ष सहभाग नोंदवला त्या सर्वांचीही मी मनापासून आभार मानते।
पहले सत्र के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगा डॉक्टर गवाने जी से। डॉक्टर अजय गवाने सर, विभाग प्रमुख राजनीति, यशवंत कॉलेज नांदेड़। बीज वक्ता के रूप में यहाँ पर उपस्थित हैं डॉक्टर JN राव सर। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय राजनीति को लेकर कई चर्चाएं हमारे मीडिया में होती हैं, जैसे कि अमेरिका, हमारे डॉक्टर राव सर ने अभी इस पर बात छेड़ी है कि डॉक्टर राव सर ने कहा कि ट्रंप हर दिन एक नया पैंतरा प्रस्तुत करते हैं और हर दिन एक नया स्टेटमेंट देते हैं और अनेक राष्ट्रों को प्रभावित करते हैं और जिनके संभाषण से, जिनके निर्णय से पूरी दुनिया के लोग प्रभावित होते हैं, उनका जीवन प्रभावित होता है। महंगाई एक और बढ़ती है, कई बार टैरिफ लग जाता है तो हमारी महंगाई बढ़ती है, टैरिफ कम होता है तो महंगाई कम हो जाती है। इसका अर्थ ये है कि राजनीति से कोई भी दूर अछूता नहीं रहा है, अर्थात हम सभी राजनीति से प्रभावित हैं, चाहे वो राजनीति देश स्तर की हो, चाहे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की हो, चाहे प्रादेशिक स्तर की हो। और ऐसे में हम देखते हैं कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कई मुद्दे सामने आते हैं। पैलेस्टाइन इजराइल है, यूक्रेन रूस है, अभी वेनेजुएला अमेरिका है, ताइवान चाइना है, बांग्लादेश है। ऐसे कई देशों में आज हम देखते हैं कि राजनीतिक अस्थिरता है। ऐसे में हमें भारतीय संविधान ने भारत की राजनीति को और लोकतंत्र को एक सूत्र में बांधने का काम किया है। हम सभी एक ऐसे बड़े राजनीति अर्थात लोकतंत्र के देश में रहते हैं जहां पर हमारा जो जीवन है बहुत ही सुचारू रूप से और बहुत ही गरिमामय पद्धति से हम आगे चलते हैं, जिसका मुख्य जो आधार है हमारी भारतीय संविधान है। हमारा भारतीय संविधान हमें न्याय, बंधुता, स्वतंत्रता और साथ ही साथ अनेक जाति, धर्म और पंथों को लेकर और धर्मों को लेकर चलने की प्रेरणा देता है। वैश्वीकरण के इस भागदौड़ में हम देखते हैं कि अनेक प्रकार के जो हमें प्रश्न निर्माण होने जा रहे हैं, और हो गए हैं, जैसे कि प्रौद्योगिकी का प्रभाव है, पर्यावरण के संदर्भ में बहुत सारी समस्याएं हैं, स्वदेशी ज्ञान प्रणालियां हैं, सामाजिक न्याय के संदर्भ में ऐसे विषय हैं, सांस्कृतिक, ऐतिहासिक, दार्शनिक, और साथ ही साथ न्याय को लेकर, सामाजिक पहलुओं को लेकर केंद्र में रखकर कई चर्चाएं होना अपेक्षित है, और जिसका सिर्फ चर्चा होना और उसके बाद कॉन्फ्रेंस अर्थात संगोष्ठी का समापन, इस संगोष्ठी का उद्देश्य नहीं है। चर्चा के बाद कुछ पहलुओं को लेकर चर्चा होगी और जिसका समापन अंत में सरकारी स्तर पर या अलग अलग विभागों में उसकी पहल होगी और वहाँ पर हम चर्चा माने हमारे चर्चा सत्र का अर्थात संगोष्ठी का फल हो सकता है। वैश्वीकरण के संदर्भ में जैसे कि आज हम देखते हैं कि 1991 के बाद राजनीतिक, सामाजिक, धार्मिक और हमारे जीवन में काफ़ी बदलाव आए हैं और उन सारे बदलावों का प्रभाव हमारे निजी जीवन पर, हमारे सामाजिक ढांचे पर और साथ ही साथ हमारे राजनीतिक प्रक्रियाओं पर भी होता रहा है। और इसका सारा जो विचार विमर्श है वो यहाँ पर विद्वज्जन करेंगे, प्रतिभागी अध्यापकगण, शोधार्थी अपने शोधालेख प्रस्तुत करेंगे और जिसके माध्यम से एक सार रूप में क्या किया जा सकता है राजनीति को लेकर, समाज में बदलते रुख को लेकर या अनेक प्रकार की समस्याओं को लेकर हम किस प्रकार समन्वय स्थापित कर सकते हैं और इस दुनिया को और यहाँ पर रहने वाले, देश में रहने वाले लोगों को एक सुख, चैन, अमन के साथ हम जी सकते हैं, इस प्रकार की पहल कर सकते हैं। इस पर भी हम चर्चा करेंगे। आज के हमारे मुख्य बीज वक्ता हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं, जिन्होंने अपना सारा जीवन राजनीति शास्त्र के लिए व्यतीत किया। डॉक्टर संजय जी कोनाड़े सर और डॉक्टर रघुनाथ सेट्टे सर, मैं निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि वे मंच पर आसीन हो। डॉक्टर संजय जी कोनाड़े और डॉक्टर रघुनाथ जी सेट्टे। इस सत्र के लिए सभी अतिथिगण यहाँ पर उपस्थित हैं, मैं उनका स्वागत करना चाहूँगा। इस सत्र का शीर्षक सामाजिक विज्ञान में समकालीन विमर्श, उत्तर आधुनिकतावाद, वैश्वीकरण और भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा। उपस्थित डॉक्टर अजय जी गवानी जी का सम्मान करने के लिए मैं डॉक्टर विजय परसोड़े जी को मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगा कि वे गवानी सर का स्वागत करें। मंच पर उपस्थित डॉक्टर संजय कोनाड़े जी का स्वागत स्वामी सर करेंगे। वैजनाथ स्वामी जी को मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगा कि कोनाड़े सर का स्वागत करें। साढ़े 3 सदियों से हमारे आज के बीज वक्ता राजनीति शास्त्र में अपना योगदान दे रहे हैं। लास्ट 3.5 डिकेड्स मैंने आपने योगदान दिया है राजनीति शास्त्र में, तो आपके बारे में हम बहुत कुछ जानना चाहते हैं। तो इसलिए मैं परसोड़े सर जी को मैं नम्र निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि वे आए और राव सर का परिचय दें।
On behalf of Sri Shivaji College, Department of Political Science, I welcome Dr. Rao sir. I am here to put short introduction of today's chief guests who are going to deliver his keynote address on main theme of this conference, that is contemporary discourses in humanities and social sciences. Dr. Rao, ex-professor, Department of Political Science, Usmania University, Hyderabad, now Director, Institute of Indo-Pacific Studies in Usmania University, Senior Fellow ICSSR, that is Indian Council of Social Sciences. His specialization is related to international relation and foreign policy. He has completed his PhD thesis on India's foreign policy towards Southeast Asia. He is also associated with College of Defence Management, which is run by Ministry of Defence, Government of India. Also, he is also guest faculty of HRDC, that is now named as after Madan Mohan Malviya Mission. I request Dr. Rao sir, our chief guest, please deliver his valuable thoughts in front of us. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Uday Gavani, head of the Department of Political Science, National College. Dr. Vijay and the other dignitaries in the race. Ladies and gentlemen, when Dr. Vijay gave me a call inviting me to participate in this conference, I was in a dilemma to accept or not. Because in Telangana and most probably here also, yesterday and day before last, it's a Sankranti. In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, even today is also celebrated. But my family, since my mother passed away 2 months back, we don't celebrate it, for a year. So then I thought, I can attend this conference. The next question came, when he talked about, the title of the conference, Contemporary Discourse in Humanities and Social Sciences. So then contemporary means, which period one can take. Or there are many discourses in social sciences and humanities. Which one? Or whether whatever I am going to talk, whether it is having any relevance, especially for the present generation, that is whoever is studying political science or any discipline, social sciences and arts also. So these were the questions that were coming to me before I decided the topic for my keynote address today. Then discourses, that means understanding whatever is happening in the society, in the global system, and also where lot of discussion takes place. Research has been carried out in India as well as outside. And that part of. Second thing is what are the latest developments through which one can look at the issue. And third thing is there anything that Indians can talk about relating these two also. So finally, after reading something, I decided the topic. Let it be the postmodernism. Whatever is happening anywhere, any part of the world, it's all related to modernism. But there is also a philosophy that counters modernism in present times. And another thing is also the developments that have been shaping our ideas, our discourses, our lifestyles, and including our education policy also. That. Third thing is what actually recently I am into Indian knowledge systems, because I was requested to speak at 2 or 3 places, within Osmania University, and some associations, All India conference was organized. So that is how finally I selected these three things: postmodernism, globalization, and Indic knowledge system. Here, before I take up these things, let me just enter into what was happening in 1930s, 50s, 60s. None of us are born at the time. But now the developments that were taking place, the discussions that were taking place, then had their impact in the last 100 years. That has nothing to do with economics, nothing to do with political science, nothing to do with any of our subjects here. I hope Murli, one of the vice principals of this college, that is Srinivas, Dr. Srinivas, he is a teacher of physics. Last night I met him for about an hour or so. We were talking a lot. After coming here again, I'm interacting with a few faculty members here. So I really enjoyed talking to these gentlemen also. What was happening in the 1930s? Particularly in the field of physics. Yeah? What this has to do with what all these three topics. Neither physicists talk about it, not any of the social science teachers talk about this. Then you can raise the question, why I am into this? As a student, while walking on a road, I came across a book when I was a student in BA. That attracted my attention. I purchased it. Those days it was only this. That was written by one of the particle physicists, Fritjof Capra. You must have it. Don't bother about it. The title of the book was The Tao of Physics. He is an Austrian. And much before that, some incident happened. Werner Heisenberg, who was given Nobel Prize in physics, he could not dare to publish his paper. He was on a visit to India. He met Mahatma Gandhi. He also met Rabindranath Tagore. In his conversation with particularly Rabindranath Tagore, he raised whatever the research he has been conducting. Then what happened was, Rabindranath Tagore in his conversation with Heisenberg told him, there are many such things in Indian philosophy. First time Heisenberg could hear something from a Nobel laureate also, Rabindranath Tagore. Yeah? Then he goes back and publishes his paper. What this paper deals with? It is something related to electron, the nature of electron. Even if you approach any faculty member anywhere in the world, if one wants to know nature of electron, which is not visible to naked eye, you can't see even in a microscope also. But that is a reality also. Yeah? So that means nature of electron, if one wants to know the nature of electron, one should know its position and its velocity. If you try to know any of these things, the nature of the electron automatically undergoes change. That is called principle of uncertainty. This. And so, like him, there are many people who are working as far as the atomic structure, subatom, what happens actually in this. This was the 1930s. And when one comes to 1950s, whatever was happening in the physical sciences in the 1930s, same developments were taking place in the life sciences. As far as the cells are concerned, we call it microbiology nowadays. But no, one has to go beyond that. As far as the human brain is concerned, they are called neurons. All these things. These things started impacting the developments in other disciplines also. So that's why my starting point for today's lecture is that one. Yeah? And coming to this one, it's a title as Contemporary Discourse in Humanities and Social Sciences. Basically, I am not a trained person in political theory at all. Then you can, how dare you to deliver this keynote address on that, no topic. Certain things, or particularly theories, may not be confined their impact only to that discipline or area. They are having their impact in other areas of the same discipline or also across the boundaries of the disciplines. So when one talks about this, particularly postmodernism, it is actually a not a philosophy confined to only particular discipline. It had its impact on almost all the social science disciplines, humanities, languages, philosophy, culture. So that means here, unfortunately in our academic system, we have drawn boundaries, political science, economics, history, sociology, psychology. If one goes by this, nowadays, for the last 20-25 years, history is not treated as a part of social sciences. Similarly, psychology, again it is also not treated as a part of social sciences. Similarly, economics is also not treated as, no more treated as part of social sciences. London School of Economics is the one institution which gives MSc degree in economics. Again, here Manipal Institute and even BITS Pilani gives MSc degree in economics. Rest of all the universities they give MA in economics. Again, why this is so? Nowadays, economics means a lot of mathematics and statistics. There is a professor, I do not know whether he is still alive. His PhD thesis was written in just 8 pages. Can anybody believe? 8 pages. Yeah. Immediately after getting his PhD from Harvard University, America, directly he was invited and appointed as a professor. No assistant professor, no associate professor. Ashok Mitra. So then, it contained all mathematics. To elaborate that one can write 500 pages. So what I am trying to say here is, certain things may having crossing the boundaries of the discipline. One such discourse developed in 60s is postmodernism. Before one comes to what is postmodernism is, one has to know what modernism is. All of us love well dressed, speaking in English, or with a polished language, and that is what we come across. Yeah. But what about as far as the knowledge is concerned? Again, Marxism as a philosophy, as a theory, has updated itself according to the times. But to a great extent, in academic discipline, we stopped studying Marxism in 1945 itself, except here few individuals may be an exception. What exactly Marx wrote, Karl Marx here. Yeah, Engels wrote in their works. Because ours is a backward society, all sort of the inequalities are there, discrimination is there. We try to understand whatever is happening in our society from the classical Marxist point of view. But if one takes the industrial world or the developed world, lot of industrialization. But there came a new form of these discriminations. But how to understand? Another thing is also the power. How to one understand? Earlier our understanding, whoever had the largest jameen, whoever was, controlling, money. In India we talk about Adani and, is it that so? All of us will be saying, whenever one says, it is my idea. Is it really your idea? Or you are influenced by so many people? You will be reading novels, you will be reading, books, you will be reading newspapers also. Don't you think that, in some way or other your idea are also influenced, refined by whatever you have been, doing for years together? Yeah? Whoever says something, it's not a new one. Maybe the refinement of whatever was existing in the past. Similarly, as far as power means no more. Here just now I'll start with this. Alvin Toffler. He has written a number of books. First one was The Future Shock. Second one was Third Wave. Third one, War and Anti-War. Fourth one somewhere. One of his books he says, a student from Mexico were visiting different parts of America. They were staying in a hotel. These students who their number was around 25 or 30 stayed in a hotel in America. Then around night time they drank heavily, started creating a nuisance. Other people who are staying in that hotel raised objections for the disturbance. Then the hotel owner invited the police. Then they tried to intervene, tried to convince. Nobody paid any attention to this. Then what happened? Students started beating the police. Then the police retaliated. One of the students videographed all this. They edited. Only police beating the students. That was telecast on the TV. Who is having the power here? When the student approached the court imposed millions of dollars of fine on the police. Finally, police department has to pay. Who is having power here? Whoever controls the media. And another thing is, whatever we watch on TV or in the social media platforms, it's all propaganda paid by somebody else. But we never. If something happens, that must be true. You take Iran. The son of the former king, Shah. 12,000 people were not killed. Government says only 50. American media says more than 1,000. Whom to believe? Suppose if you are a decision maker here, yeah? If all these contradicting things are coming, on what basis you are going to say something? So now, what is that one? It is the media that is having the power. Because it is in a position to control the minds of millions people across the globe. Not any other fellow. Suppose if you go to a market, try to buy some electronic gadget, what one searches for? The latest features. Yeah? Or whatever the gadget that is not having features anywhere else in the world. Is it not? That is economics. That is a trade. That is globalization. So that's why the post-Marxism try to understand the power in an altogether different way. Now let us start. This is just an introduction. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Otherwise I have. Oh yeah. When talks about whatever is happening at the global level at present, as I was saying a few minutes ago, nothing arises in a vacuum. Nothing comes suddenly. anything unfolds itself over a period of time as a part of the process, whatever it may be. Whether the earthquake, or whether some revolution, or some violence, or the war, whatever it may be. You are thinking also for that matter. So that's why let us try to understand this process. Till 15th century, whatever the debate that took place in any European society, that means any country for that matter, it was revolving around God and his role in the universe. And another thing is whatever the church was doing. So that means that whatever the debate that has been taking place in Europe was revolving around the issue of the God. So then there took place all of you are familiar, it's called Renaissance. With this man became the central focus of all the writing, teachings, and also the debate. So that means here Renaissance has put to an end whatever the debate has been going on, and a outbreak had occurred during this period. Then what it replaced with, man became the central argument, whatever it may be in this discourse. So that means whatever the role church has been playing, church used to determine every aspect of the human being. Whom one should marry also. It's not your child, church will decide whom king has to marry. So imagine that much power church had. When this happened, Renaissance questioned all that. And another thing is also, generally, we have to encourage questioning. But what happens is, question is given, one is asked to provide the answer. Question makes the people to think rationally, to come out with their own answers. Unfortunately, in our education system, this is not the scenario. So then, as a church controlled, it also controlled, what politics is, and what authority is, who is having the authority over who. All these, issues were dealt by the church, but this has been put to an end by Renaissance. And again, this reached its pinnacle in the 18th century, followed by another movement called as Reformation, only in Europe. As a result of these two things, there arose certain thinkers or the philosophers who tried to understand whatever has been. When one talks about either Thomas Hobbes or John Locke or Spinoza or René Descartes, they are not just philosophers in social sciences. They are also the mathematicians. They are also concerned with generally the science field. But in those days science was at its beginning. So whenever a question, who is the father of physics? Everybody says Aristotle is not only father of political science, he is father of so many disciplines. Because he laid the foundation in those days. Which was in the beginning stage. So that's why these people started imagining certain things and started raising certain things. Next one. Whoever was the philosopher, as far as European philosophy and thinking is concerned, reason became the most important thing in any, whatever may be the discipline. And these thinkers started saying that reason can discover no truth. In modern philosophy, there is no post-truth world also. But as far as the Indian thinking is concerned, truth cannot stand any other thing. It stands on its own. But no, West discovered what is the truth. Again, post-truth. That means there is something else. Just sometimes I may be just raising the questions also, so that you can also think. Yeah, and also, and politics also would be improved to improve the life of human beings on the earth by using reason. And everything is supposed to be subjected to the rational analysis. So that means, if one is saying it should be based on the reason and rational analysis. You cannot attribute anything that is happening in the universe or the world to the God. That means the reason should be in a position to explain whatever is happening. Suppose if the summer is followed by the spring. Spring is followed by winter. And another thing, as far as our calendar is concerned, there are 6 Rutu. Year is divided into 6. But as far as Europe is concerned, it's only the 4. Summer, winter, spring, and another thing. That's all. Why? Here environment is totally different. Can you borrow the same thing and analyze whatever is happening naturally here? So reason makes you to question if somebody says something. And another thing is, it is an intellectual and cultural movement. Why we call it as culture? Why students are raising their voice against the regime in Iran? Yeah, why? Why they are getting ready to make even their life? Yeah, sacrifice. What made millions of people to make sacrifice during the freedom movement? So that means here, yeah, just like that, that's not the answer. So that means it is subjected to the rationality and reason. So that's why it is called as a cultural movement also. This actually led to a number of principles. One is liberalism. So that means liberalism means probably I think you can understand. This is there in political science, in economic, it is there in all the social sciences. If you totally disagree with me, yes, I have to treat it as a human being, you are differing with me. So that means toleration. And also the scientific progress. In Europe, generally, which we don't come across in our textbooks, is whoever disagreed with the church, they were branded as witches and they were burnt alive. Can one imagine this? How many? Thousands of people were just burnt alive by the church, just because they said they disagree with the church. They do not believe whatever the church is propagating. We don't come across these things as part of the Western history at all. But this is part of history also. So that's why, since reason became the central point, this age is called as age of no reason. Next one, please. Yeah. This is called era is called age of reason, and it is also called enlightenment. Whenever one calls the age of enlightenment, we associate people like Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, and so and so with these things. So that means new ideas started arriving on the scene. And these theories freed man from the clutches of the church. That's why it is called as age of enlightenment. And it focused on reason. And religion is confined only to the private sphere of life. It is no more in the public domain. Domain in the sense not determining every aspect whatever is happening in the society. And it also laid greater stress on science and technology. Yeah, progress of human history also. Yeah, and it also tried to develop, universal principles. Principles like equality, mutual respect, towards, each other. Yeah, and rule of law. These were the principles, that evolved, during this period. That's why it is called as age of enlightenment. Actually, these principles became the cardinal principles in all the constitutions. When one talks about the rights or the fundamental rights in India, or no rights, if one goes to Iran, or one goes to America, or the Mexico, or Mozambique, or Portugal, so that means you will be treated as a human being. That is the basis. So that's why, as a result of these people's writing, certain principles evolved and they became universal principles. Here, no role for the religion at all, no role for the church at all. They became the central principles in social sciences. Next. And as far as the state is concerned, it also created certain new institutions. One is right to life, which is one of the fundamental rights, nowadays. Right to property. Whenever I hear, I laugh at our people. Beginning, right to property was a fundamental right. In 76, it was relegated to the only constitutional right. No? What is happening now? Though one treats it as a constitutional right, probably you as a student and a teacher of the law, yeah, state itself is indulging in certain activities. Nobody approached either any High Court or the Supreme Court so far. Why this is the case with India, when this is only this thing? Legal right means yes, constitutionally recognized. But in the preamble again, socialism is there now. Why this contradiction? Why should we bother? Yeah. Then the state became the arbitrator. State means here, whatever may be the wing, maybe the judiciary, maybe the bureaucracy. So that means final arbitrator who can settle earlier it is the church, now it is the state, which can settle the disputes between the individual, between the group, between the communities, between the state and individual also. And another thing, it also led to the rise of bureaucracy. Max Weber, if there is any public administration teacher or the student, yes, he gave the racial bureaucracy. Yeah. Then bureaucratized states. As far as the Germany is concerned, and Austria is concerned, even present day, Italy is concerned. Since Second World War till now, no government could last more than 18 to 24 months in Italy. But in spite of that one, there is political. Why? It's a strong bureaucracy. But what is happening in a country like India? All sort of things we hear also. Yeah, and this actually unleashed many social, political, and economic forces. This. With the arrival of Industrial Revolution, there arose again isms, capitalism, industrialism, urbanization, democracy, and modernism. Please go to it. What is modernism is? It denotes a sharp break from the past in terms of philosophy, culture, politics, economy, and social. This is modernism is altogether a beginning of a new era, which emphasizes on certain things. And this modernism emphasizes on scientific approach to any issue, in understanding, in finding a solution, finally in resolving the issues also. Again, the agent of modernism is again reason. Yeah. And it's a revolution in the West. So this modernism established a quest for truth, exactitude. No question of wavering. Exactitude. It's a universal laws. If something is applicable here, it should be applicable everywhere also. And certainty. And it also generated a new social order in the form of secularism. Religion is a private affair. State has nothing to do with this religion. You may believe in one thing, I may believe in something else. In India, it is a home for almost all the religions in the world. All types of people you come across. And consumerism nowadays. Yeah, rule of law, rights of individualism, and around which actually everything is revolving even now also. Yeah, please. Yeah. So it is based on certain principles of the assumption, that is, human history is linear. So that means history always makes a progress. No question of moving backward. It's a continuous progress. So as it happens in India, if my salary is 1,000 rupees, after 1 year it is 1,500. After a year 2,000. Thereafter, so it's always a linear progress. That's all. Then this era try to understand the human history in such terms. There is no end for the progress. That means in material comforts, and men would become more moral. It believed, because as the society is evolving, human history is making progress towards realizing more and more morality. As I myself recognize my right, I also recognize your rights. So you and me are the same, no difference at all. And here, women would be freed from subjugation or domination or discrimination. It's a principle, but that does not mean the ideal is realized. There are any number of legislations, enactment, this and that, schemes and so on throughout the world. And human knowledge is universal. If one discovers something, invents something, that is universal. One cannot say it belongs to this or that. And human problem, whether it's a domination, violence, or the conflict, and all these issues that are there in the human society can be resolved through negotiations, appealing to the reason, appealing to the moral principles. This is what modernism believed in. That's why it always envisioned a society which is moving forward and forward. Now comes the crux of the issue. This is modernism. Modernism, one can treat it is anti-modernism, post-modernism. So that means it tried to question on which modernism is constructed by the philosophers, whoever they are. People like Foucault. So here another thing is the way English is written, the way it is pronounced, there is a lot of difference. Yeah. So that's why, suppose if we have to use our own language, whatever may be the Indian, we have to pronounce it Michel Foucault, but Foucault is pronounced as. Whoever is aware of him, one people. Another is Derrida. So you ought to know somebody morning he was talking deconstruction. It's associated with it. Then Belliard, then Lyotard, and so there are so many. Most of these thinkers have come from this thing. Then here comes the question: why most of the post-modernist thinkers have come from France? Why not Britain? Why not any other country? Generally, we don't know bother. Generally, we don't bother. Why it's all these people are coming from only France? Because France, constitution, whatever it may be, the society accepted religion as the ultimate reality. It also encourages every individual not to accept whatever others say. No scope for the religion at all. Just for 1 minute deviation. Some of the European countries, this happened related to India also. There was a small boy, maybe 2 years, 3 years I think. That boy was urinating immediately after getting up from the bed. One day, the neighbor saw the boy's mother beating him. Then the neighbor complained to the police. Police came, arrested father and mother. Yeah? Then what did the government say? As per the laws that are existing in that country, they said, you do not know how to do parenting, how to raise children. You do not have any right to beat even a child also. Why? He is also a human being. Whatever the right you are having, he or she is also having. So that finally, that 3-year-old boy was taken away from his parents and given to somebody else. Whoever raises a child, government pays no money, considering it like any other child. Can you imagine such a thing? So this sort of the understanding is there in some of these countries. And this is postmodernism can be called as a broad intellectual and a cultural movement that arose in the mid 20th century, continued till late 80s of the 20th century, and it is a reaction against modernism and against the crisis that were taking place in social field, political field, economic field and a cultural field, including arts also. Suppose if one comes across a art drawn by these postmodern thinkers, we cannot understand anything. Some lines in a zigzag way, that's a new art. What is the message that one is giving through that art? What is there? That has come to my mind. I have drawn it. You are free to derive whatever you want. No conformity at all. So that's why here, whatever the conditions that are created in modernism, it is postmodernism started offering critique in social field, political field, art or culture, whatever may be the field. And here, what the modern capitalism has created is manufacturing is no more a base. It is the service industry that assumed significance in economy. So that means even if one takes India's GDP, service sector contributes almost 56% to 60%. It varies according to each writer, but it is certainly more than 50%. In industrial countries, its contribution more than 65% to the GDP. You take the agriculture sector contribution to the GDP, it is just around 16 or 70%. Manufacturing, it is around 20 or the 19%. Take any country's economy, it is a service. All of us are no service providers. All of us. We don't manufacture anything, no? None of us manufacture anything. If there is a pot maker, he is manufacturing that. He is giving a design to that. Whatever idea he is having in his mind or the brain, he is giving a particular shape to that one. We don't give any shape. That's what actually postmodernism was questioning. Yeah? And another thing is the communications. Whatever we read in the newspapers, we base our argument on the basis of that. Or even in TV shows. Nobody considers this as a part of propaganda unleashed by some force or other across the country. And also, these started determining the values in a society. Postmodernism was questioning these developments in the capitalist system in the name of the freedom, in the name of the modernism. All these are the result of the modernism that entered into the different areas or the fields in different disciplines also. And consumerism. That is consumerism. Morning I was sharing this. Earlier our fathers were having only maybe 2 or 3 pints of the sheds. Now you take younger people, how many? A house is not enough to keep all these things. How many chappals or the shoes one is having? For each function different type. And in economics they say conspicuous consumption. When you don't require also, you buy those things. That's why if you buy 2 soaps, 1 soap is free. Yeah? Whether anybody can give anything free, but we don't bother. That makes you to buy more and no more, creating more and no more demand. Modernism calls this as progress, but postmodernism questions that one. Whatever you are thinking, that is manipulated by somebody else in the modern period, because this has come. And another thing is, as far as the interhuman relationships are concerned, here again you are male and I am a female, that's all. We are, both of us are human beings. Whatever the relationship that is established as a result of the interaction, they don't accept. That actually led to co-living. In all the, if you go to any Western society, at least I was reading an article, every man or woman marries not less than 26 times in one's lifetime. 26 times, not less than 26 times. Third husband, maybe the 5th husband also, or not, 12th husband also. Third wife, maybe the 56th wife also. Yeah. Gratifying your senses, that's all. This actually resulted, probably not the younger people, or at least whoever is above 50, we have seen the hippie movement, no? People are not bothered about their life at all. Whether, what is that, Devanand's film, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. You can see that hippie culture. And role of the Jinatama in that movie. Dam Mare Dam. That was the music, played in everywhere else. So this is, that means they are protesting against the values, that were unleashed by the modernism. They don't bother about it. Hardly they were going to universities or the colleges. They were not to study because everything was available. In a country like the Sweden, the minimum age for the suicide is 6 years. Can you imagine that? By 24, 25, one can gratify all the things. Even if you are sitting at home, you can lead a life, even a collector in India won't lead that type of life. Everything, drinks are provided, food is provided, everything is available. Then why should I live? What is there? What is new thing is there? Beyond 26 or the 30? Why should I live? There is a saying in India, Shatamanabha, let you live for 100 years. But 25, 30, that's enough. So modernism unleashed this. This is what actually they have started questioning. Please, next one. So that's why they say history is not linear. It's not a continuous, but it is half a circle. It is not discontinuous. Something, maybe coming in its way, then, you moving forward again, you are. That's why it is not a linear one or a continuity one. And another, there is no universalization of history. World history means the same for everybody. No? But when you write different. When I write different. When any of you write again you will be writing different. Your understanding is different. This all of us accept. But modernism says there should be the universality. As far as human rights are concerned, they are treated as universal. Because all of us are human beings. All of us enjoy the same thing. And another thing, it rejects the rule of the region. And postmodernism treats the region as it equates with, it refuses to equate with emancipation and progress. Reason cannot be equated with the emancipation of a man or the progress also. Similarly, it also argues that knowledge produced is not better forms of knowledge. Accumulation cannot be equated with. Today this much is there, tomorrow this much is there. That does not mean it is qualitatively improved. Nowadays, it's no more information, disinformation and misinformation. Today 10 books are there, tomorrow 100 books, thereafter 1,000. One cannot consider all these 1,000 are really, contributed to adding, knowledge. This is what postmodernism says with respect to the modernism. And another thing is, knowledge produce centers. Yeah, there is some error. Knowledge, wherever it is produced, they have become the centers of power. Sometime back, a gentleman raising this Nobel Prize. Every year it is awarded, for about 6 people or sometimes more. Morally speaking, from where all that money raised? By selling, gunpowder, dynamite, by the Nobel, If one agrees or following principles of Buddha, then, why should I accept, that prize? Nobel Prize means recognition, outstanding work, in physics, chemistry, medicine, in peace, literature also, all these things. Suppose if you take an absolute stand, then why should? But that is accepted. Even whoever are the followers of Buddha also. Buddha was not concerned only about the human suffering. He was also concerned about the suffering to any creature in the universe. That is the uniqueness of Buddha. That's why, at least personally, I believe Buddha is the only human being, greatest personality ever born on the planet Earth. Nobody else, including any god. That is the difference. Suppose if one says this. So that's why postmodernism says, whatever the knowledge that is produced, that has become a center of power. That power is used to dominate over others. It may be the human being, it may be the community, it may be the nations. If Trump occupied the Venezuela, what is his island and all other things, okay. But yes, America should know. Immediately, after arresting the president, he issued, we are going to run Venezuela. Why? You are having, your own things. No, nothing. You have to accept me. That's all. So in that sense, this knowledge is treated with power. In fact, in postmodernism theory, this is the strong aspect. Knowledge and power. Who is creating? For whom knowledge is created? How it is being used by the individual or the community or corporation and for that matter entity. And pursuit of knowledge is pursuit of power. And the quest for knowledge is it's moving towards domination. So that's why progressive is an imagined view and it is an invented one. Foucault says this. This is again quite interesting. Universe of hyper reality. Sometimes earlier I also used to talk about this. In social sciences in Western university, particularly in American university, they make the students to take up the simulation exercise. So that means you have to imagine the thing and you are supposed to take decisions giving some sort of a stimulus to that mind. Yeah, actually nowadays again particularly this is from maybe I think Derrida, universe of hyper reality. This is what Derrida constructed. Modern society is based on productivity and it is marked by exchange of commodities. Yeah. Next one. In the era of information and communication technology, that is media, images replace the real things. Simulations become so powerful that they set the ideal for social life. Then you have to imagine one has to go on thinking that is the reality. So in fact, actually, whoever is a student of political sciences, Plato says this: the reality exists in the realm of ideas. Suppose if Mike is there, before this was given, this particular shape manufactured, this idea was existing in the mind of the manufacturer or the designer, whoever was, giving a particular design, to this. Thank you. No? So that's why it is a simulation that is, that matters a lot, in, present, world, particularly in the globalized, world. So that's why here, probably, I do not know about Purballi, if you move to any metropolitan city, almost all the malls are having certain games exclusively meant for the children. They will be sitting and, suppose in case, if they are driving a car, it's all imagination. Some screen is there, he will be hitting road divider or hitting a car or somebody, it's all simulation, it's called game. Yeah, and then one imagines that is the reality. They always, due to this simulation, and one imagines that the simulation is the reality rather than the reality is a reality. Yeah. So that is what Derrida calls it as hyper reality. It's a simulated one. As a result of arrival of this universe of hyper reality, whatever the differences that are there in the society, they started disappearing. It may be the class, it may be the group, it may be the gender. So gender means generally whenever one uses the term gender, it means referring to women only. Exploitation, where is the exploitation? Where is the discrimination? Suppose if the higher caste man discriminate a lower caste man, where is the discrimination? We always live in altogether in a hyper reality. But we don't accept, we refuse to accept also. So that's why these constructions generally collapse in spite of they being existing in any society. Yeah, that's why postmodernism is generally considered as a critique rather than offering any alternative. It links knowledge and power. Power is acquired through knowledge for domination. And gender, that's why most people consider it as an academic exercise or intellectual exercise. Then the question comes, what postmodernism stands for? One is a multiplicity of ideas and pluralism or the fragmentation of ideas. No idea is the final idea. No question of anybody accepting this is the only idea that one has to accept or the supposed to follow. Then it also advocates the decentralization of authority. Rather than all authority getting concentrated at one level or one person or one institution. And it also having a skepticism towards ideologies. Ideology divide the people. But again, in the name of the same ideology, again, whatever the discrimination, exploitation that was taking place, again, this same thing supposed to happen. Morning, somebody was giving the example of Khmer Rouge. Yeah. And former president of Hungary, Ceausescu. For commode, he used the national debt to make the commode by using gold. Whether it is, how does it matter? Yeah, that's it. This is no postmodernism. I'll be finishing next. Yeah, globalization. Again, it's a concept and phenomena, also considered as a discourse, because irrespective of the discipline one is having, the people who are participating in all the social economic activities started adapting themselves to the unfolding forces of globalization. Us. Yeah? And sometimes this globalization is called as modernization, or sometimes it is called as Americanization. Take any Indian, even including educated, I do not about illiterates. We know more about America rather than knowing about India. How many of you travel outside Maharashtra? Yeah, please share. How many of you really travel outside Maharashtra? Just only one gentleman. But we call ourselves as Indians. Yeah? See, there are people who are in the age group of maybe 40 or the 50s. If this is the case with so-called educated people, where is the question of others? Probably I think illiterates are traveling a lot. Hyderabad, whoever is working in the hospitality, hotel industry, all of them are coming from Odisha. Whoever is participating in the construction, they are coming from Uttar Pradesh or Bihar. Whoever is working in the hospital, they are coming from the West Bengal. And you take Bombay, the capital of the Maharashtra, people of all the states will be coming and living there. Then education means one is supposed to, but this is not the case. That's why sometimes I say that instead of, sorry, please don't misunderstand me. After completing 12th standard, government, whether the state or the center, should give 1 lakh rupees to every student. And both and girls, ask them to go around India. Everybody. Instead of admitting them in degree college or medical college or IIT or this or that. So that you will be knowing what India is. To my knowledge, very few people travel across India. Earlier, almost all the saints, they used to go around India. Vivekananda, he traveled throughout India for 3 years. Weeks together he starved. Once when he was starving for 3 days, some beggar and gave 1 roti when he was having 1 roti in a railway station. And another Mahatma Gandhi, after arriving from South Africa, he went around India for almost 2.5 to 3 years. That's why these people really could understand India. What poverty is, what backwardness is, who Dalits are, their problems are, what are the women, their problems. That's why they could cut across all the artificial boundaries. But this is unfortunately not happening with this. Suppose if anybody is traveling only for selfie, with this personality, that statue, or this god or goddesses, that temple, or so on and so on, everywhere. Is this? That's all. Because you are manipulated by certain forces about which you are not aware of. That is the critique of postmodernism. And like globalization countries this. That means different aspect. That's why some people call it Americanization, globalization. Because America is a major power, militarily, economically, socially, culture. Why Sachin Tendulkar comes with a Coke bottle? Because he may not be drinking that one, but there are millions of his followers. They may be drinking the Coke while watching the cricket also. But how many of us are aware, really thinking about these things? Or take any heroine. Probably she may not be using that shampoo from her hair, this to that side if you use. All of us are losing our hair by using those shampoos. This is the reality, but in simulation, all these things disappear. But again, that's why, please go to the next one. Different aspects of globalization. Globalization of the market. So that means it's one market at the global level. In what form? Standardization. Suppose if this phone is there, if I have to use some cable, this is having some standardization, some plug. If you are in Parpani or Hyderabad or Delhi or the Bombay, so the size is the same, you will be purchasing only that one. This is an iPhone. iPhone, having its own cable. If I want to use some other cable, yeah, then it cannot charge. In case if it gets no charge, then it gets spoiled within no time. So that is what is meant by the globalization of the market. Certain standards, precision. That's all. So then that is one. So that that will be determining the production, how much it has to be produced, what should be the price of any product. So that means an integrated market across the boundary. That is what we call as the global market. Then globalization of finance and capital. Now the capital started moving across the boundary. State is not in a position to control the finances. Every hour, billions of dollars are moving from different corners of the world. Stock market, what actually determines the stock prices? Your thinking. Or another thing is also mergers and takeovers. Corporations may be getting together. I'll give just one example. There used to be a man, his name is Varaprasad Reddy in Hyderabad. He manufactured hepatitis B vaccine. Earlier, when the vaccine was imported into India, it was costing $1,000. It won't come in a single dose. 4 or 5 people have to come together and you have to, once it is opened, it has to be. Otherwise, it won't work. This gentleman manufactured that vaccine and for 26 rupees. That was sold in the market for just 52 rupees or so. Earlier it was $1,000. And India exports a lot of this vaccine to Africa even now also. Then what happened? Some French company called Saffola, not oil, sorry, not Saffola, Sanofi. Yeah, they said they wanted to buy this one. He has given the share to whoever was working in that company. All the people who sold their shares to the French company. I have to construct a house. If somebody is, suppose your share value is 1 lakh rupees, he is offering 5 crores. What do? All the people. Somebody said sold his shares to perform his daughter's marriage. Somebody to admit his son in engineering college. Somebody told to construct a house. Somebody for different reasons, everybody except this man. It acquired. This man remained only the honorary chairman of the company. This is happening with the so-called educated people also. So that's why mergers and takeovers. And another example, there used to be somebody near Tirupati. I hope you heard about the Tirupati town. An illiterate fellow. He used to manufacture some oil to attach the bones that were broken. It was given to him by somebody, some saint. And that saint asked him not to take any money whenever you are treating the people with this. His grandson sold that one to some company that disappeared from the market. That's all. So there are many such examples. And that's why globalization of technology and knowledge, IT industry, we are producing more of IT coolies rather than, or IIT. How many IITs could produce Nobel laureates in this country in the last 70 years? How many Nobel laureates? For me, only prior to independence, India got 2 Nobel, Rabindranath Tagore and C.V. Raman, thereafter. Amartya Sen, only he went to America to get Nobel Prize. That's why it's all high-tech goods and services. We are now working as back offices of some company to medical prescription. All this thing, that does not mean there is no talent here. And another thing is also, sorry to speak English because I do not know Marathi, because of there are so many languages in India. The common language that at least in the universities one can understand is English. Probably North India it is Hindi. So sometimes when the Hindi is being spoken in the morning, I can understand, but I am not in a position to understand everything also. When sir was using that long way. And another is less possibility of regulations. That means national economy is becoming less and less important. As a result, nation state is becoming less and less influential. Suppose if there is a exchange rate between Indian rupee and a dollar, or any other currency in the world, or euro, who decides, who fixes this one? Not finance minister, not Prime Minister Modi. It is the market that determines. Then what is the market? It is all speculation. Yeah, if you invest 1 lakh now, after 10 years it becomes 5 crores. Probably, I do not know. One of the, the wife of a former joint director of CBI, she was, she lost 2.58 crores to an illiterate fellow. Because a message was saying that if you invest 1 lakh rupees, yeah, it will increase to 500%. 1 lakh into 500, imagine that. 5 crores, yeah. So invested 2.5 crores means 1000 plus 25 crores. Or is it that easy? This is the real. So here nation state is becoming less and less influential. It is the market. That is what we call as global economy. Please, next one. Political aspect, anyway I was talking. Nowadays it is the number of international organizations. Maybe the IMF, WTO, and so on, non-state actors. Whenever we use this term, terrorism comes to our mind. How many terrorist organizations that nobody knows? Hundreds throughout the world. Whatever agencies that are operating from Pakistan, some of our intelligence agencies are aware of. There may be, we do not know the connections between some of these organizations. Role of civil society nowadays. So that means everybody says there should be some role for the civil society in whatever the discussion that we, even with the formal policy formulation and the policy implementation. Yeah, cultural. This is called rise of global culture. Mac World. Benjamin Walker, he used that term. I do not know about here. In Hyderabad, nowadays everywhere, wherever you go, only biryani is McDonald's or KFC. Chicken means KFC. Chicken means McDonald's. Younger generation is accustomed to that, especially the school-going children. If you offer anything else, they don't. Only let us go to the KFC. Or the single screen theaters, all sort of the things. Corn, popcorn, no? Yeah? Sweet corn. Do you know that? For what popcorn, sweet corn is meant for? We eat, all of us. Ordinary corn costs maybe 3 or 4 rupees. Sweet corn it costs this one 10 rupees, 15 rupees. At least I do not know about this area. No, in America, when that hybrid seed was developed, it was meant to rear pigs. Pigs are eaten by human beings. Yeah. But anyway, that has become this thing everywhere. Go to any mall, they take 300 rupees, they give this much bucket of corn. And they are determining your choice and preferences. Now a app is developed. Wherever you purchase something, you are giving your phone number. And whatever you are purchasing, the data is transferred to some company. The company is in a position to what you are generally buying, what are your preferences. So you will get a phone call saying, sir, this is available, it is available for 1 rupee. Instead of you paying 100 rupees, no sir, you can, since you are interested and your choices are determined by them. That is what is called consumerism. That's in that sense global culture. Same is the case with media. Whatever it may be. Something in English, something in Hindi, something in Telugu or Marathi. So your value system is also determined. Dress, language, everything. The way we get ready to go to our offices also. So this is the value system is determined by the globalization process. Globalization process is driven by the market forces which are not dominated by the some not transnational, maybe the Indian also, maybe the American, maybe the French, maybe the German or anything. So please, yeah, these are optimism versus pessimism. Some believe globalization is doing good, where others say that no, it is eroding the local cultures. But local cultures can also reach to the international level. Your biryani, now it has become a favorite dish for with so many people across the people. So, but there are these two schools are there. Optimism, it's doing good. Pessimism, it's not doing good. But no, one cannot say with definiteness that this is bad or the good. Both. Next, homogenization, same standards, same tastes, same values across the globe. That is one. And another say it is a fragmented world. That means whatever is there, it's already dividing the society. People. Because suppose if I am having a car, which costs 10 lakh rupees. Suppose if a new car enters into the market, so my son or the daughter may be pressurized, let us go for the new one. Or the grandchildren also. Yesterday while traveling in the train to come over here, a mother was resisting her son's demand. He wanted to go to his grandmother's place. Insisting he wanted to travel only in the car, not on a bike. That debate went on for almost 1.5 hours or so. So this, on what basis one is choosing this? So that in that sense, that was. Yeah, homogeneous, just no, yeah. Global and local, again the same thing. Variations, language, culture, food, or festivals, whatever it may be. Yeah, and also universalism and relativism. So same thing. So yeah, please, just another finding. Indic knowledge system. Here, I have been talking postmodernism and globalization. Yeah, this because it is nowadays national education policy started talking about introducing or making this to every student. Indian, what is that one has to supposed to study? Whether difficult to trace when it has begun. Vedas or Upanishads, Buddha. I refuse to call Buddhism. Communism, liberalism, they are ideology. Buddhism is not an ideology. Buddha, to call it, or Bauddha. If it is written in any of the Indian language, it's called Bauddha Dharma. Not Buddhism, no. Jainism, no. Jaina. Actually, that is the original meaning, when they were using these terms. Why the people converted into Ism, I do not have any idea about this. This is what is called globalization. To appeal to the global audience. To hear also. So that's why they say somebody, he was an economic advisor to the Prime Minister of India, Vivek Dibran from Calcutta. He was saying in one of his lectures, there are 170 million manuscripts in different languages in India. But only 6 million are. Out of 17 crores, only 60 lakhs manuscripts were translated. So that means most of this knowledge, that is existing, none of us are aware. And they are located in different libraries in different parts of India. Maybe Aurangabad, maybe in Bombay, or maybe Delhi, maybe Calcutta, maybe Varanasi, maybe some in Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu. So we are not even aware of these things. And Macaulay, when he introduced whatever the education system that all of us are following till today, he said that whatever the literature that is existing in India is not equal to one shelf of literature of Europe. He said, here again, just less than a minute deviation, till 1920-24, English was not medium of instruction in any of the British universities. It was the Latin that was the medium of instruction. But in 1815 itself, English was the medium of instruction in Bombay University, Calcutta University and Madras University. We still follow the same. No intellectual raises this issue. Even Britain. And we talk about Oxford and Cambridge, if you want you can write. Is a Maharashtrian, Dharmapal. The Beautiful Tree, that book. Introduction is about 60 or 70 pages. The book is another 220 pages. He produced that book from giving all the original sources from the reports that were sent by the collectors who were working in India during the British period. There was no illiteracy prior to the arrival of the Europeans. It is not only the Brahmins but also the Shudras, Dalits were also studying and learning. There was no illiteracy. That is what Dharmapal says. It's not me. Because these were the reports that were sent by the collectors working in India to the British. All these records are available in the British Museum there. And and here, as far as Indian knowledge is concerned, this Indian knowledge system goes beyond reason, which was the central point as far as the European thought and thinking was concerned. Though reason and logic are no part of that. Especially there are 6 philosophies. One is but here Sankhya and Mimamsa philosophy, they base their arguments on the basis of reason and logic, that is Tarka. But they said one cannot understand everything in the world just by using logic and reason. They try to go beyond these two. And that's why whatever the knowledge that is created by man, it is not only for the material comfort or comfort of the man, but to experience. In fact, let me say one thing. There is no word called religion in India. No religion. They are called darshana. Then what is darshana? Darshana is one which you have to experience. No religion, not just faith or the belief. All these things. Recently somebody has written, there are some words which cannot be translated into any other language of the world. Say Atma. Atma generally English is soul. No. You have to go into the philosophy of the origin of these terms. Atma is not this one. And again, as far as the Buddhism, Jainism is concerned, they are considered to be the atheists. Buddha is agnostic. Neither denied or not accepted the God. God is not personality, please here. Ishvara. Then what is Ishvara? Whoever accepted Vedas, they are considered as this thing, believers. And whoever did not accept the Vedas, they are called. Not somebody sitting somewhere in the heaven and all the no, it's not that one. That's why they are called Darshana philosophy. And these Sankhya and Mimamsa use they go beyond reason. So that's why whatever the knowledge that is created, it's not only for the material comfort or the progress of the mankind, but to go beyond whatever one senses. That is what. So that's one. Brihadaranyaka. That's Asatoma, Satgama, Tamasoma, Jyotirma, Jumrutyur. Untruth to truth. Then another, darkness to light. And morality to immortal. The objective of the education is experiencing this. So that's why for us there is no death. All the personalities that one comes across in the Upanishad, they are all the small children. Everybody is below 15 years. I'll be completing 2 minutes. Yeah, all the, not 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. No, there is a Upanishad called Prashnopanishad. It contains only the 6 questions raised by the small children. All in the age group of 6 to 12, they are sitting, just narrating banyan tree. When they were teaching, a banyan fruit falls, then the teacher asked them to break it. Then he asked, what do you find? Some seed. Again he asked him to break it. Then finally he says, nothing. Then the teacher raises the question, do you think from nothing such a huge banyan tree has come? try to understand that on your own. No question of me giving you the answer. That's why it is called Prashna Upanishad. Only the 6th question. The first question deals with what is the origin of the universe. No physicists can give any definite Big Bang theory, and religious people, God created that. He created the world for 6 days. On the 7th day, He took the rest. That's why let us go to the God, offering our prayers, service. That is what is not taught. So that's why they question that one under no modernism. Reason has become the central point. But here it is not that one. Mortality. One is called as Amrutasya Putra. What is Amrita? Not having death. So then one of the Upanishads deals with the question that what is death? That small boy asked the Yama, the god of no death, what is the death? The answer finally given by the god of death is, this is only the body. Your Atman is the permanent. There is no death. As you change your shed, and that Atma also changes the body. That's all. So in that context it is called Amrutasya Putra. Suppose you keep this in mind, you talk about consumerism and what is all this thing, and causing immense damage to the environment. Ecology has become one of the subjects, So it raises this, and due to why this has become, because of our lost slide, faster economic growth. Then we have emerged as leader in the information technology and space technologies. We are started exporting drugs and the vaccines to different parts of the world, sharing that knowledge also. Then recently, probably INS Count India. Just day before last, that actually the design was taken from the Ajanta painting located near Aurangabad, Devagiri. And this man, Sanjeev Sanyal, he took the permission, met so many people. Then finally it was made, not using the modern knowledge, the knowledge that was used in the 5th century AD. On that basis, this boat was prepared. They traveled. And he is one of the members of the economic advisor to the Prime Minister of India. He traveled along with the Navy people, but almost 90 days or so, from Porbandar, Gujarat to the Muscat, Yemen. So that means much before the Europeans arrived into India, Indians in Maharashtra coast and Gujarat coast, they were going to Africa. As for Tamil Nadu, Odisha people and Kerala people, they were traveling to Southeast Asia. Present day, again, this, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, Thailand, and so on, Singapore, and so on. They did not stop there. They were, in fact, trading with China and South Korea. I'm completely one and a half year. That's all. So then, the Korean history starts with, a prince who married a princess from Ayodhya. They trace their history to Ayodhya. How they travel? By using the seas. This man translated that idea of painting into a reality they cannot. And after some time again, they are going to start from Mahabalipuram or Nagapattinam of Tamil Nadu and towards Singapore and Thailand. They are planning. Here it took about 18 days to reach Southeast Asia. The same boat is going to take about 42 or 43 days. Just by using air only. No machines, nothing. No iron. They use wood and this coil, threads, that's all. And this sort of the knowledge is available. Same is the case with physics or medicine or this thing, metallurgy, engineering. You take your own Ellora temple, just one rock. How beautifully. I visited that temple some 42 years back as a student. Now I come across these things in some of these writings, just trying to recollect. So that's why when one is arguing or debating, certain principles also followed. The art of debate. Shankara followed that one with Mandana Mishra. And similarly, Buddha or the Jaina. It's not a question of somebody saying and everybody accepting. They were interrogated, they were questioned. All the philosophers, including Buddha and Tirthanka, Mahavira also, anybody, including Bhagavad Gita. Finally Krishna leaves, yeah, I said so and so, whatever you accept, you accept, otherwise you reject. That's why, in that sense, it is called philosophy. Not a final one, but a debate. It gives a scope for debate, questioning. That's why it is called as darshana, not faith or the belief. But if some people translated that into faith or the belief, that is altogether different thing. So that's why reason and logic are also part of this thing. And also they try to go beyond this. And another thing is they try to travel across the boundaries of the discipline. When medicine is called, it is also linked to whatever you are thinking. Nowadays lifestyle diseases, BP, sugar, all these heart attacks, what is this? It's not just whatever is happening within us, something related to our thinking. Maybe the stress. One is subjecting oneself or anything. There may not be any problems. Again stress. So they try to understand the human body in its totality rather than this. Just one last question I am raising and closing my keynote address here. Can go to any doctor, put a question. How much knowledge you are having about pharmacology? I'll stop here with this question. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, giving me to be patiently for an hour or so. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir. Your insightful keynote address greatly enriched the discussion with a deeper understanding. Your scholarly perspective added tremendous value to the event. Now I called to Dr. Ajay Gavhani for his concluding remark as the chairperson of this technical session. Dr. Ajay Gavhani.
Keynote speaker of this national conference, Professor of Osmania University, Hyderabad, Honorable Dr. J.L.N. Rao, organizing committee members, the student of our college, head of the department of this college, Dr. Vaishali Phuke Madam, and my friend, who is co-convener of this conference, Dr. Vijay Parsode. There are so many friends are sitting in the hall. The vice chairman of political science, Swami Ramanand Marathwada University, Dr. Ratnakar Lakshete, the principal, Dr. Jnanoba Dhage, who is working in the Nasik district, my friend Dr. Ganpat Karikante, Dr. R.D. Shinde, Dr. Santosh Patsling, and my friend who is working in the Shivaji Law College, Dr. Vijay Maknikar, my friend of Jnanopasab College, who is my college friend and university friend, Dr. Bhaskar Gaikwad, who is working in Jnanopasab College in Sociology Department, my another friend who is also works in the social movement, the head of the department of this college in Hindi department he works, Dr. Sanjay Jadhav, Dr. Datta Mehetre, Dr. Vishal Patange, and all the professors, students and friends. Friends, after this excellent discussion or speech, when the sun is in the sky, I take the candle in my hand and want to show the light, because very excellently Dr. J.L.N. Rao explains the contemporary discourse in social sciences in the terminology of postmodernism, globalization and Indian knowledge system. we all must hear one word in every aspect, that change. Friends, I memorized one proverb when Honorable Dr. Rao explains his thoughts, that nothing changes without change. We must accept the change in every moment, in every circumstances, in any stage of our life. Dr. Rao explains the Lord Buddha's philosophy very eminently. He explains, and he also explains that the great human being who was walking on this earth, and not only any God like the Lord Tathagat Buddha, very expertly he says about his thought. And in the philosophy of Lord Buddha, we also hear that Anityavad, there may be change. The whole world is anitya. There is no any continuity. Uncertainty is there. In every moment there is uncertainty. Human's life is uncertainty, and we all are the student and teachers of social science. Our laboratory is society, and we are studying about the human being who is uncertain. And also he explains the boundaries of social science. We create boundaries. What this is political science, this is sociology, this is economics. Humans' behavior can't catch we in boundaries. Friends, we must see the philosophy of thinkers. Plato says that if anyone don't know the knowledge of mathematics, he can't enter in my cabin. Plato is the thinker of political science, but he refers the mathematics. Plato also says that the exercise develops our body and the music develops our soul. He refers the music department and also refers to the physical education. Where are the boundaries? We created the boundary. If we study the human being, there may be no boundary, because humans' activity, humans' behavior cannot be separate in any boundary. Because a human being may go vote for voting. Yesterday in Maharashtra, all Maharashtrians votes for municipal corporation. Today there is the counting starts. When we deliver the vote, that voting action is also related to society. If we think the caste, there is a sociology. If we think the religion, there is the sociology. And there are very bad practices in the politics that take the money. And we also vote that personality or that leader who develop our economic situation. Then our action is related to economics. Friends, if the human beings, any activity can't separate from any other, why we separate? Interdisciplinary approach, multidisciplinary approach. So many good things Dr. Rao explains before us. There are so many points I have with me, but I can't explain every point because there is so much time, and after the description and the explanation of contemporary discourses, I only take that discussion forward. That one only word, we say that, we heard that, truth. I again go to the Lord Tathagat Buddha. Lord Buddha says that you can't hide sun, moon and truth. And the truth appears. To say the truth is not the monopoly of religion. In Europe, thinkers say to the church that stop your activity and stop your intervention in the state. Your work is religious. State is separate from religion and the secularism occurs. Secularism is the main concept of our nation. And also the globalization and all our mentality is related to globalization, privatization, urban globalization thoughts. I remember one thought of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said that there are two enemies in front of India. One is casteism and another is capitalism. And today capitalism is take the nature of Rakshasa. Take the in all sector there is capitalism. There is equity, because one change word also occurred that in Million College, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar take the round what the professors teaches to the students, because professors must be the knowledgeable and the good thinker and the good thoughts he may be accept. The lecture happens of about history subject. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar entered in the hall and asked the professor that tell me the meaning of history in one word. The professor and lecturer was very in confusion. He said all the meaning, all the definitions which are in the book. He may be bookish that this is definition, what we teaches in the classroom. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said, yes, that all definitions are in the book. Tell me what philosophy you have in the mind and you teach the history. What is the need to teach the history? Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said, the one meaning of history to the students, to the professor and to all of us, to all the nation, that history means change. We are always ready for change. Another lecture was there of political science and the topic is democracy. Democracy is very nearest topic to the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said to the professor also that tell me the meaning of democracy in one word. He also can't tell. He tells the definition of various thinkers. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said democracy means equity. What about equity in Indian knowledge system, postmodernism, globalization? Globalization depends on inequality. Adani, Ambani and other people. We all see, we all very aware about the property of this capitalist. What happens, the philosophy of equity, that is more important in these discourses, in the Indian knowledge system. The Indian culture is also great of Lord Buddha, Vardhaman Mahavir. The good things, this is our that culture, that all good things may come towards us. I am the student of Jnanopasad College, which is located in this city. The motto of that college is Anu Bhadraha Rutoyantu Vishwastaha. Let noble thoughts come to us from every side. We must accept the noble thoughts. We must think the other person also. I am human being, other also is human being. There cannot be any discrimination, inequality in teaching, in life, in philosophy, because all these philosophies and terminologies and concepts are related to human being. Our life may be prosperous, our life may be moral. Morality is our thought. And what is meant by education? You just open the website of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. In one corner, there is the definition of education. What Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said about education. Education means socialization and moralization of human being. We must be social. And today's students are separate from one-to-one. We all are separate. Through mind, we are not unique. And what is our morality? Immorality became the lifestyle of everyone. And Dr. Rao sir also explains the ideology. I think that if there is a decline of ideology, if there is decline of thoughts, because when we see towards the politics and the alignments of all parties, what about the ideology? The one question creates in every political science student's mind. What about the ideology? Friends, I can't explain more than, because in every in every concept, Dr. Rao sir explains very excellently. The research attitude of him is very important for our study, to see what our problems are there. His attitude, his research and his explanation is important for us. I want to stop my description and my little thoughts here. I also utter our BOS member Dr. Sanjay Gaikwad is there, and another BOS members are also there. Sir, these all professors of their college, from various college. Dr. B.M. Narwade is there, he is from Hadgaon. In various districts, from various colleges they come. They gave us energy and gave their time to this conference. I thanks to all my friends about their presence and give the positive response to this conference. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I call my colleague Dr. Rupali Deshmukh for vote of thanks.
श्री शिवाजी महाविद्यालय परभणी राज्यशास्त्र विभाग आयोजित राष्ट्रीय परिषदेच्या पहिल्या सत्राचे आभार मानण्यासाठी मी आपल्या समोर इथे उभे आहे. या सत्राचे अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर अजय चव्हाणे सर. तर सर्वात पहिल्यांदा यांनी आपल्याला जे मोलाचे मार्गदर्शन केले, तर त्यांचे सर्वात पहिल्यांदा मी आभार मानते. त्याचबरोबर प्रमुख वक्ता म्हणून राज्यशास्त्र विभाग उस्मानिया विद्यापीठ हैदराबाद येथील प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर J.L. राव सर यांनी जे आपल्याला एक खूप मोलाचे असे मार्गदर्शन केले, त्यांचेही मी इथं आभार मानते. आपल्या विनंतीस मान देऊन हे मान्यवर इथे उपस्थित झाले, त्याबद्दल मी त्यांचे मनपूर्वक आभार मानते.
वन इम्पॉर्टंट नोटीस, लंचची वेळ झालेली आहे, त्यामुळं सहभागी त्यांना विनंती आहे की त्यांनी आता लंच घ्यावं आणि त्यानंतर ऑनलाईन एक सेशन होईल. डॉक्टर हिमांशु यादव ते ऑनलाईन जॉईन होतील आपल्या सेशनमध्ये, जे की टेक्निकल सेशन दुसरं असेल. म्हणून मी सर्वांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी लंच घ्यावं. पलीकडे संगीत विभागाच्या तिथे लंचची व्यवस्था करण्यात आलेली आहे. 45 मिनिटानंतर ऑनलाईन सेशन सुरू होणार आहे. त्यामुळे